welcome back to another video. I'm speaking quite quietly because I'm sure from the title of the video you're aware that we're back in Cumbria Wildlife Hides. It's quite an exciting prospect in Cumbria Wildlife Hides at the moment, and that is because they've been getting a stoat coming in quite frequently, hunting through the log pile after mice and cleaning up some of the scraps that have been put out for the sparrowhawk. And those of you who've been watching my channel for a long time will know that stoats are quite possibly one of my favourite animals. My favourite genre of animals is mustelids. I love otters, I love badgers, weasels, stoats. But there's something about the stoat, they're just such a ferocious predator, and it makes them an absolute delight to be in close quarters to. I'm not on my own today. I'm with the one and only Pops.
Good morning.
There he is, the one and only Pops. And so for the keen-eyed amongst you will notice he's wearing a crown upon his head. And that's because he is the king of photographers. In our last challenge, he won hands down in the voting for the photographs. And so we've put the crown on top of his head and he's going to wear that all day long now.
Wonderful.
So hopefully we'll be able to bring you some, I mean you probably can hear the birds already frantically feeding in the background, so hopefully we'll be able to bring you some wonderful photographs of some birds, hopefully get the sparrowhawk, fingers crossed the stoat will come in. Yeah. So come along for the journey and see what we see. So I think we're going to be really up against it today. There is next to no light whatsoever. It's throwing it down with rain. And the real crying shame of it is yesterday, which was Boxing Day. It was beautiful blue skies and sunshine. And today, thick cloud, heavy rain, no light. I think all I ever do on this channel is complain about the light. But it really isn't optimal today at all. Ooh. They sound like alarm calls to you.
Yeah, they do.
Possibility of the sparrowhawks in the area. All the little birds are giving alarm calls. So here it is, the majestic male sparrowhawk. These small but mighty birds of prey have some incredible facts about them. So let's spread our wings and soar into the realm of sparrowhawks. First off, did you know that sparrowhawks are some of the most agile and skillful hunters in the bird kingdom? These birds have remarkable speed and agility, reaching up to 40 miles per hour in level flight and accelerating to incredible speeds when diving to catch their prey. What's truly astounding is their adaptability. Sparrowhawks are found on nearly every continent except Antarctica, showcasing their ability to thrive in various environments, from woodlands and forests to urban areas. Now there's something that might surprise you. While these birds primarily feed on smaller birds like sparrows, they also exhibit impressive hunting techniques. They're known for their exceptional maneuverability, using surprise and agility to capture their prey mid-flight, navigating through dense vegetation with ease. Speaking of surprises, did you know that the female sparrowhawks are notably larger than the males, a third bigger? It's quite unusual in the bird world, where males tend to be larger. This size difference is known as reverse sexual dimorphism. Sparrowhawks also have an important place in folklore and symbolism. In some cultures, they're associated with bravery, skill, and agility. They've been featured in stories and myths, often representing strength and swiftness. Now let's talk about conservation. Like many birds of prey, sparrowhawks face threats such as habitat loss, pesticide use, and illegal hunting. Conservation efforts aimed at preserving their habitats and raising awareness about these magnificent birds are crucial for their survival. It's essential to appreciate these incredible creatures and the role they play in maintaining the balance of their ecosystems. From their remarkable hunting techniques to their symbolic significance, Sparrowhawks truly captivate the imagination.
In wildlife photography, nothing is guaranteed. And on my last piece of camera, I said all the woodland birds were giving out an alarm call, which is a sure sign there's a predator in the area. It's throwing it down with rain. It's absolutely throwing it down. And the sparrowhawk's bin. He came straight in and he sat there for the best part of half an hour feeding. Really challenging photography conditions. There's next to no light whatsoever, heavy rain. But actually sometimes that gives you that opportunity to experiment. I mean, it forces you to experiment because, to be honest with you, I couldn't have a shutter speed anywhere above 200th of a second. Anything over 200th of a second, the ISO is well above 10,000. So on most of my shots, I was shooting at around a 50th of a second. I don't know about you, Pops.
Between 50 and an 80th.
50 and an 80th.
Yeah, I was trying to creep up the speed just that little bit as I was going along, but the light kept fading in and out.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was moments of brightness and then moments where it was much darker.
Yeah. But the thing that about that one, like you say, it was a good half an hour there. It actually allowed you time to just take your eye off the camera and just absolutely admire the bird.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's a really unique bird. It's a male bird. But unlike a lot of other sparrowhawks that I've seen, it's got 2 white spots on the back of its head. And I've not seen that coloration before on a sparrowhawk, but it looks like it's got eyes on the back of its head, doesn't it?
It does, but it confirms it's the same one as what we saw earlier on this year.
Yeah, definitely. And despite it being a pretty abysmal winter so far, he's clearly doing well, isn't he? You know, he looks well. His feather conditions he's absolutely perfect. He's a good weight. So he's obviously benefiting from the work that Linda and Stephen do with the hide and having a ready supply of food.
We know that, the last time we came, he did have a mate and he did have youngsters.
Yeah, there was youngsters, weren't there?
Yeah. So he's quite a successful bird. I'm not surprised he's damn handsome.
Yeah, he is. He's an absolute specimen.
A bit like me. When I started off, I put me 180 to 600 on, but I noticed that the logs that are in front of the hide are just a little bit too close for it. I was struggling to focus on it, so I changed it to me 100 to 400 and quickly noticed that everything was at 400 mil. So I've got my 400 prime lens. I thought I'd just swap it over because it's slightly wider on the aperture and slightly sharper than the 100 to 400. So I'm just going to leave that on now.
Yeah, and that's probably well worth mentioning to people who are considering coming to Cumbria Wildlife Hide, because I know a lot of our viewers to the channel have been interested in Popsy's 180 to 600. And what is the minimum focal distance on the 180 to 600 Pops?
2.4 metres at 600.
2.4 metres at 600 and 1.3 metres at 180.
At 180, yeah.
But at the shorter focal length, it wasn't really giving you the magnification of the birds, was it?
Not at all, no. I mean, those small birds that are just on them logs, 600 is what I would have been using.
No touch on.
No touch on.
So we've just been photographing a woodpecker, and the woodpecker was on a post that they've put a fake tap on and put a little bit of suet under to try and get some photographs as though the woodpecker is drinking from the tap. And it was very obliging. It came right up. And then a small flock of long-tailed tits came in, and they were feeding on the tree right in front of me. And there's a couple of holes in the tree that's got suet pushed into it, and they were happily feeding on that. When all of a sudden, the female sparrowhawk came in and took one of the long-tailed tits. I mean, I'm not going to lie, me and Pops haven't got a photograph of it. I wish we did. We're on very slow shutter speeds due to the light, but I have got a blurred image of the sparrowhawk coming across the back of the tree. Where, I mean, you'd never know, it could be anything, it could be a leaf from what it looks like. The only difference is when you flick to the before and after, there's a definite brown splodge where the sparrowhawk came across. But it's... despite the fact that the weather is awful, it is every bit as good as it was in the summer, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. It's brilliant. I mean, that female came in, she took that long-tailed tit, landed on the branch over there in front of us, but had her back to us.
Yeah.
And no sooner had you pointed your camera, she was off.
Yeah, she was
Like
gone.
lightning.
With all the other long-tailed tits complaining profusely. And obviously as a result of that now it's gone very quiet again, which I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Doing a quick piece to camera, which might be our last.
It's our last will and testament.
The wind's picked up now, and it was forecast for the wind to pick up by lunchtime. And there was a huge gust of wind just then, and a bloody big branch just fell down the side of us. We are in a woodland, and if one of these trees goes and it lands on this side, I don't think there'll be much left of us.
Why are we laughing? Probably out of fear.
So stay with us, this could be our last video. So Pops is just changing his lenses over again. He's gone from his 400 back to your 180 to 600.
Yeah.
And his thinking behind that is plenty of photographs of the small songbirds on the log pile at the front, and if the sparrowhawk is to come back, it's most likely to come back to the far posts. They're the ones that have been baited with the chicks. 400, do you think we'll leave you a bit short on those?
Yeah. On the back ones, yeah. I mean, when the first sparrowhawk came down, it was on that branch there. It's quite close, so I had no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I've also seen the stoat on those back, where the chicks are put out. I've seen photographs of them on there.
Ah, right, okay.
So that was another reason why I thought I'd...
and that's interesting, because I thought you were taking a bit of a chance by switching your lens, because if the stoat comes to the log pile at the front, you're going to struggle, aren't you? But of course you could photograph it at 180, couldn't you?
I've just checked, and I whacked it down to 180, and I can focus on these.
Right. So we're probably about 3/4 of the way through the session now. And we've had reasonably productive session so far. We've had 2 sparrowhawks come in, one that's stayed and fed, which has allowed us to get some photographs along as a fleeting visit. We've had a whole plethora of woodland birds, from your typical garden birds like blue tits and great tits, through to long-tailed tits and nuthatches and chaffinches and all other kinds of woodland birds, tree creepers. So there's always something to photograph here, which is really, really fantastic. No sign of a stoat yet. However, there's still plenty of time yet. I just don't know whether the weather's against us for the stoat. With the weather being it's pretty dire out there, Pops, isn't it?
It is.
But the beauty of being in a hide on days like this is that we're lovely and comfortable. We're sat in comfortable chairs, we're dry, we're warm. So you know, it's the perfect way to photograph. And in all honesty, what else would you be doing on a day like today?
That's very true, isn't it?
Sat watching telly.
Yeah,
Eating too much.
exactly.
I saw a mouse.
Where?
There.
Where?
There on the stairs, right there, a little mouse with clogs on. Well, I declare, going clip, clippity, clop on the stairs. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like sharing a hide with Tom Jones.
Huh.
Or bloody Elvis.
He's left the hide.
He's getting to that time of day. So that's been the third visit by the Sparrowhawk, and that visit was a really strange one, wasn't it, Pops?
It really was. It sat in the tree for ages in front of it, then came down, started to eat the chick, and then froze.
Yeah, and then it was pretty much froze in that position for 15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes easily. Yeah. But it seemed to be looking over its left shoulder up into the trees on the left-hand side there.
Something that definitely spooked it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem we had with the back perch, as opposed to the one that we had this morning on the closer perch, was that because of the position of the chick on the back of the perch, the majority of the time it had its back to us. Now there's some nice shots to be had when they're like that, because they kind of look over the shoulder, so you get the full feather coverage right down its back, all the way down its beautifully long tail.
And full of water droplets.
Yeah, because it's absolutely
hammering
it down.
Yeah. Stunning bird though.
Absolutely. Well, we're 10 to 2, and the lights got worse and worse now that the rain's really setting. It's quite heavy. The wind's died down, which is a real positive, because it was probably a touch too windy before.
Yeah.
And so the wind's died right down, but the light is next to nothing. I was shooting then at 100th of a second at f4, and it was 3,200 ISO.
I was shooting at 80th of a second at 6.3, and it was 5,000 ISO.
So there's definitely be some post-processing to do with these images.
Well, certainly will be.
Still, I think we got a couple of nice shots, particularly nice shots with the rain and the water droplets on its fur.
Feathers. Well, it'd be different than anything else we've got.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed that every bit as much as we have. It's still raining. It's not stopped raining all day, but that's not stopped us having an absolutely fantastic day, has it?
Not at all. It's been...
Look at his crown.
the things he makes me do. No, it's been a brilliant day. Out in the fresh air. Can't beat it. Love it.
And what I will say is Cumbria Wildlife Hides have been once again absolutely fantastic with us. Really looks after us, and it has been epic despite the weather, you know, which would put many people and many wildlife, I would imagine, off. We've had
3 visits from the sparrowhawk. We've had countless woodland birds, you know, from great spotted woodpeckers to tree creepers to all your garden birds. It has been absolutely fantastic. The only kind of downside, and the reason to come back again, is that the stoat hasn't showed today. But I'm certain if we keep coming back, as we will do, we'll get that in the future. A couple of things to say, really. We're fast approaching 4,000 subscribers, so I'd like to take the opportunity to say thank you very much to every single person who's subscribed to the channel and joined us on what has been an absolutely epic year. We've had some fantastic moments this year, and we've got many more moments planned for 2024, so please stay with us, share the hell out of this video, and let's get our subscription well above 4,000. Merry Christmas. I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas, and all the best for the new year. You know, we hope you have a wonderful and healthy 2024. So until next time, ta-ra!